Hello YouTube! In this video I will show you how I prepare my garden for planting and in general how I manage the soil in the garden. Let's go! I use mostly as much as I can no-dig approach to the garden soil. This garden has never been dug. The weeds in there are being kept for bees, for butterflies, just for beauty in the spring. And since I have nothing, I planted one bed with salads, with spring salads, and the rest I will do just now. Since it was very cold spring, and it's very cold. Tonight it's only +3 degrees, so it's getting warmer rapidly, but it's still very cold. First off, I will start how I did these beds. I just planted red clover and left it for a year to make strong roots, and then I trimmed it to the ground. Then I put the hay and sawdust and general branches on top of it. Then I put the compost on top of it and let it get ready for a year. No, not for a year, less, but still. And then just started planting. In general, every spring I make lots of compost. I take lots of branches and leaves from neighbors. So this is my compost pile. It's not yet ready, and next to it is the already compost. This will be ready in autumn and will go to the beds in autumn. These are basically old leaves with clippings, grass clippings, and everything I can muster to mix it up with autumn leaves. It's basically, this is the breathing heart of the garden. Everywhere there are air forms, and soil bacteria is just thriving. When people speak about the health of the garden, they usually approach the conventional thinking is about the minerals in the soil and the general add-ons and additions. My approach is different. It's basically I value the garden from its biological diversity and activity. I have bees everywhere. Everywhere are coming out the mycelium from the dissolving branches and rotting leaves. I don't gather the mushrooms. I value mycelium by itself. It's everywhere here, and the more you don't touch the ground, the better it becomes and stronger. Around the garden I have these tree trunks the friendly arborist gave me from the dangerous city trees, and they already are full with oyster mushrooms, and I leave them as much as I can in the garden, everywhere I can. So it's like it serves as a food for more and more mycelium in my garden. As you can see, the soil is very loose and you don't need to dig the no-dig bed. You just put in the fork You just move it around, and the most roots are just coming out very easy. And I try to leave in autumn. I try to leave as much as I can the old sticks and everything on the bed, so it rots there, basically making the compost for the next year. Besides obvious general usefulness of such approach to the garden with less work, it is very beneficial for soil, as it layers. Soils makes layers year by year, and the mycelium and beneficial bacteria just thrives in there. The less you touch it, the better it becomes over the years. I did some mistakes here. I let the peppermint just take over this part, and I had to dig the roots of the peppermint out. So it's just my fail, but it's like over the. I will try to not to dig it anymore. So not let the roots establish there. As I finish weeding out first bed, I notice I have lots of needle weeds in the bed. So I decided I will do the needle tea for better soil. I have this. I just put it in water and let it rot for a few weeks, and then I will put it back on a soil. Also, I have lots of these mulleins in a garden. They are very beautiful flowers, and I think I will leave them just for the beauty. The weeding is finished. Now it's time to add on top of soil the layer of the compost. Let's go. With very few effort, the bed is basically done. Now I will add just the wood chips on the pathway and cover it for planting later, and water it obviously, so it gets more biological activity. It's full of the branches with the leaves, and it's very unclean, one might say. It's not ready compost yet, what I add, but it will add later to the biological activity of the bed. And later I will add on top of it ready needle compost soap, how it's properly in English. And so catch up in next video. My few tips for the garden maintenance and bed preparation. Weeds are not always bad for your garden. You don't need to take away any weed. Some of them are very healthy, some of them are beauty, some of them are good for the bees and butterflies, and you want pollinators in your garden. Most important thing, every gardener needs to make compost, lots of compost, because everything depends on the compost in small gardens. In larger scale, you of course need to do it differently, but in small scale, the compost is everything. So that's about it, and see you in next video.